What's going on, y'all? Machiavelli Mills TV. So, this is a real transparent video for y'all. I do these every so often when I feel like I gotta express something on camera. So, recently on my live stream, I told y'all I got a new job. Those who know me and those who've been following this channel for a while know that I got laid off at the very end of June. End of June, beginning of July, right? And so ever since I got laid off, the job hunt has been absolutely brutal. It's been ridiculous. Like the job market is horrendous. And I've never had a problem getting it. Like I've never been unemployed for a long time. You know what I mean? I've never had a problem getting people to like at least sit me down for an interview, so on and so forth. But this time was just very different. So different that I thought it was something wrong with me, right? As I told y'all previously, I worked as a government contractor, right? I worked for a contractor for the government. And so at that time, we experienced budget cuts and the contractors were all let go for the most part. There were like 9 contractors that were kept. The rest of us got let go. And I say the rest of us, y'all, it was a ton of us that got laid off. I'm talking about a ton. Like over 50, 60 people got let go. And so when this happened, it just threw a wedge in everything in my life. Y'all know I got 2 children. One of my daughter goes to private school. She's been going there since 1st grade. She's in her 8th grade year. My son has autism. So he has certain services that, need to be paid for and certain things that he has to start that require payment, such as ABA therapy, so on and so forth. So me getting laid off threw a wrench in all of that, right? And so, again, job market brutal, trying to find a job, getting dead ends. So, over the course of time, I'm keeping in contact with a close friend of mine who also got laid off at the previous job I was with. She then tells me that she's been in contact with other people we work with, and none of us have found a job yet. None of us that got laid off that she's keeping in contact with have found a job yet. Now, we were working a very important job that is crucial to the United States, flowing and working and keeping everything going, right? So we thinking that with this quality job we had on our resume, we would be getting at least calls back. We would at least be getting interviews, so on and so forth, and all of that. None of us were getting interviews, nothing. Just dead ends. Because at first I'm thinking, is my resume, is it not looking correctly, so on and so forth? But none of us are getting called for interviews. And so at a point, after all this time is rolling past, after all this time is going on and on, the clock is ticking on my unemployment. My unemployment is about to run out. So now I'm getting nervous because I'm like, yo, I got to make something shake. The unemployment wasn't covering my bills all the way, but it helped me a ton. The unemployment in combination with my YouTube revenue, that was keeping me afloat as best as possible. You know what I'm saying? So now with the unemployment about to end, like, yo, the YouTube revenue not going to keep me up. My YouTube revenue is not high enough for me to just sustain as if it's a check from a job. It's not as of yet. So I'm getting relentless. I'm getting nervous. I'm applying vigorously. I'm going through all different mediums. I'm going through LinkedIn, going through what's the other one? Godly. What's the other one? Indeed. I'm going straight to companies' websites and applying for jobs, so on and so forth. I'm going every angle you can think of, and to no avail. Nothing, nobody's calling me back. Nothing. It's not a success. The friend of mine who I'm in contact with, the friend of mine that got laid off with me, she finds a gig through a recruiter. And she says, Malcolm, I think you should apply. I think they looked at my experience that we had at our last job and they figured that I would be good for this position. She said, now it's not paying much, but it's more than the unemployment was giving us. Right. And, that helps. And I'm looking like I need whatever I can get right now. I'll be blessed to have a job. Unemployment about to end and I still don't have anything. Unemployment was about to end for her as well. So I applied for the job, did an interview, got the job. But, it took a long time for me to start the job. So, you had to get background check done, fingerprinting. You got to get certain, you got to wait till certain things clear to even move forward. All of these things have to be cleared before you could get a start date. And so I applied for the job in January, started doing all the other things for the job. End of January, beginning of February, I'm still sitting around. I'm waiting for a call for the job to start. During this time period, my unemployment ends. So now I got to pay rent, got to pay certain bills. My daughter is at a private school. She has to get her tuition paid for like I've been doing every month. I can't pull my daughter at her school at the last minute. This is her 8th grade year. She want to be with her friends. I can't take her out of the school because right now I ain't got no job. I got to make these payments. I can't do that to my baby. You know what I'm saying? I want to maintain some sort of normalcy for her. We already can't do certain stuff we used to do because I'm not making the money that I used to make at that job. I'm getting unemployment check. I'm not getting what I used to make at that job. So we can't even do certain activities that we once used to be able to do off the cuff, off the whim, because my income is not the same. I was getting that unemployment check was getting me a little under half of what I was getting at my job bi-weekly, right? So now I'm getting antsy. I'm getting like, I don't get this gig ain't starting yet. I got rent that's doing all of that. Thank God my mom is helping me cover the rent when she really can't even really do that for real. You know what I'm saying? That's a mother's love, man. Trying to help me cover my rent when she really can't really do it like that. You know what I'm saying? Not all the way. My pops can't do it either because he had to get certain stuff with his card. He already had done it already. So he didn't have anything to give me at that point, right? My dad would have gave it to me had he had it, but he didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? They not in the same household either. You know what I mean? So yeah, my mom helped me cover something. I combine that with the YouTube revenue that I made for the month in order to get rent and bills and so on and so forth paid. Then again, I'm waiting for the job to start. I'm hearing nothing. So now I'm like, I'm getting frustrated. Got some more bills I got to pay. Some more stuff coming up. Another month's worth of rent I got to pay. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's like, man, God, please give me a sign. Give me a sign that something is going to come. Because stuff is just piling up. So the next month comes, I get my YouTube check again. I use that to pay certain stuff. I don't make a whole lot of money off YouTube at all. I'm not getting $1,000 off my YouTube. I'm not at that point. You can tell by just looking at my, content numbers or whatever. I'm trying to get to that point, but I'm not. So same situation again. I got to pay this rent again. So, man, my stepfather helped me cover it at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because again, my dad, he had to get certain stuff done. He had a bind right now. So, my dad did give me a little something. He gave me a little something. My stepfather gave me something. It gets covered. Right after this happened, I'm still waiting on this job now to start. Still waiting on this job to start. My landlord hit me with, okay, in a few months, I'm about to increase the rent another $250. I'm like, God damn, if it ain't one thing, it's another. Now I need this job to start so I can get some revenue flowing in and then keep doing my YouTube thing to combine it to keep everything straight. So I'm looking like, man, I'm praying every day. Like, God, I need this job to come through for me. I need this job to come through for me so I can have something, so that I can keep certain stuff covered, so on and so forth. I'm waiting. By the grace of God, the job calls me and then tells me a start date. I'm working night shift, something I've never done before. I've never worked nights in my life. This is like just a whole new experience for me in general, but I don't care because I got to get some revenue flowing. I got to get money. You know, I got stuff to cover bills, stuff for my kids, so on and so forth. I got to do what I got to do. Night shift start, and I've been working for the past few weeks now, working nights. And in the meantime, making my content as well. But y'all, man, this whole experience, man, life be lifing. And trying to just get a start date, waiting so long for a start date to come, man, it was just like the most nerve-wracking feeling. And my mind was everywhere. But I kept my faith, kept my belief in God strong. I mean, I was still doing my due diligence, but I kept applying to other places just in case this job did not come through for me. Because you never know. You never know what could happen. So I kept applying different places, so on and so forth. Still wasn't hearing anything back yet, but I kept applying until the meantime. Kept doing my YouTube content as well. Because I needed the revenue. Like for real. So yeah, man, it was a quite a stressful time for me. You know, I remember thinking like, and I said this in my previous video, like, what did I do wrong? I remember getting emotional, like when it was taking so long for me to hear back from the job, when all this stuff is going on, rent increase, trying to get my bills paid, so on and so forth. And I'm like, yo, I did everything I was supposed to do, right? I did great in high school, had great grades academically, earned myself a full ride academic scholarship to college, got my bachelor's degree, went on to grad school, got my master's degree, came home, started working a few months after I came back home to Chicago, got myself a nice job, working as a government contractor at 24 years old, you know what I'm saying? At the time, being able to cover a lot of things. I only had my daughter at that point in my life. And I'm like, yo, I did great at this job. I was always, I could work across many different departments. I was always getting good kudos. I was always working myself, working my way up. I was always, punctual, accurate at my job, professional. I was a helpful teammate, so on and so forth. And unfortunately, I still got let go. And then I'm out here on the job market. And again, I did everything right as far as like school go. They tell you, go to school, get good grades, get the degrees. These degrees are supposed to open doors for you. And here I am with multiple degrees trying to find a job. And it's like, I couldn't get in anywhere. It's like I'm either overqualified for this job or, you know what I'm saying, this job, maybe it's a fake job posting that's not really looking for people. They just got to meet certain quotas to act like the job is available and they hiring internally. Or it's just so many people on this job market right now that I can't get an interview for anything because there's just so many people that lost jobs and trying to find employment. You know, and then I don't have certain connections to certain people because I remember Anthony Mackie on the Pivot Podcast saying that success is given, not earned. And it's all about who you know. And I'm like, maybe I don't know the right people behind certain doors. And it was just getting frustrating for me because as a man, as a black man in America, I did all the steps that you're supposed to take in order to be successful. took school very seriously, right? I was a diligent student. I was diligent in my job. When I got my job, I didn't BS around. Like, I really was like making sure I was a top tier employee, you know? And things just didn't go right. And so now I came back to square one. I'm not making close to the money I was making at that other job, you know? But it's more than what I was getting from unemployment, so I'm grateful. But it frustrates you how you scratching your head thinking like, what is going on in society right now? Like, everything is getting higher and higher. I just told you I got a rent increase. Food at the store getting higher and higher. Jobs not trying to pay you certain type of good money. They want you to have to live with people in order to survive. They want you to have to really come off a ton of money just to be able to just make it out here. You got to spend a whole lot of money. It's just getting crazy out here. And if you want cheaper rent, you gotta live in rough ass areas where where white folks don't want to live at, where other non-black people don't want to live at, but they want black folks to live in certain hoods or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. If I don't go to school and get these degrees, I don't qualify for the high paying jobs, right? Now I went to school and got these degrees. I still am not being able to get certain jobs, even though I qualify for them, right? You got people, somebody car alarm ringing outside, excuse that, y'all. You got people, who go to school and get these degrees and still the door is shut in their face. They're not even let in because they don't know the right people. So then you go to school for all of this and it's still, hey, I can't get into these doors. This stuff, it gets very frustrating. It gets very, very frustrating at times because you like, I did everything they say you supposed to do. That's why I said the idea of, sorry, my contact lens acting funny. The idea of the American dream does not exist, man. It doesn't exist at all. Yeah, man, it's just, it's quite crazy. Like I say, you could be very qualified, highly qualified for a job, and people still either they want to pay you pennies or they don't want to let you into the door for these jobs. And you shouldn't have to be a STEM major in order to get good money. You shouldn't have to major in something STEM based in order to get a high paying job. You shouldn't have to just have a job in math and science to get a good paying job, because that wasn't the case years ago. My degrees are in communication. I'm great at writing, great at analytical work. That's what I was doing previously. I'm great at especially speaking, so on and so forth. I'm great at finding solutions to problems within the workspace. Great at interpersonal communication, so on and so, like all of those things. Public relations based things, all of that. And I have skills that are transferable to certain many different jobs, but it's like the door is being shut. And thank God my friend was kind enough to tell me about a job that she gained access to. And she wasn't trying to gatekeep the job, because you got some people that try to gatekeep a job out of fear that, oh, well, I don't want you come working here because maybe you might take my spot. She already had her spot though already. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, like it thank God she didn't gatekeep that job. And she told me. And I'm grateful to be having a job right now. I'm grateful to be able to bring income in to take care of my children and all of that. But it was a super stressful time for me, knowing I don't want to have to ask my mama, my people to help me with, my bills or rent and so on and so forth. I went to school to get educated so I don't have to do that. I went and applied myself in so many ways so I wouldn't have to be in a position to have to put that pressure on my people. You know what I mean? I went to school originally. I knew I had a daughter to take care of, and I went to school to get the degrees to make it happen. So when I'm sitting here and I'm waiting for a job to start and it's taking all day, I didn't start the job till the beginning of March. It's like, and things are just happening. I was getting disappointed and feeling down, but I kept my faith in God. God and the due diligence on my end and from my friend telling me everything played out how it's supposed, well, everything paid off. Even though I'm not making what I used to make or what I want to make, it's a blessing still for me. And I had to keep my head on straight and keep remembering who I am as a person and how far I've come and what my goal is to be strong and get what I got now.